Do you ever pull tarot cards or heard about them, or angel cards? Well, today is a really special day, so I want to welcome those people who are just starting to show up. We have got Suzie Bowers. She is a hypnotherapist, a spiritual hypnotherapist, and she's going to take us through her proprietary soul discovery system. It's a coaching process during the show. She's going to help you tap into your subconscious mind and clear programs. Suzie is also going to discuss how to access your innate wisdom utilizing light and angel cards combined with hypnotherapy. I personally am so excited. Suzie's a light worker, a business coach, an Angelic Reiki Master, Hypnosis Instructor, and the author of 3 books. Oh my God, so you guys are in for such a treat, but you're going to have to stay on till the end of the show in order to really get some of these wonderful things. But before we get into the show, and just in case you're new to Facebook and you're new to the Randi Light Experience, I want to welcome you. Welcome to the Randi Light Experience. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to Facebook Live. And you're probably wondering who I am, what peak performance is, maybe even more about soul clearings and things like that. So those are great questions. So let me answer a couple of them for you right now. Well, first of all, my name is Randi Light, and I'm from Enlightened Living Hypnosis and Enlightened Living Hypnosis Academy. I am a certified hypnosis instructor too, a peak performance coach, and a healer. And for the last 10 years, I've hypnotized thousands of children and adults to break through whatever is in their way in order to show up as your best version of yourself, basically. I am the author of the book, The Essential Four, and the creator of the Essential Four system. It's hypnosis combined with coaching, and helps you get from where you are to where you want to be quicker than you ever thought possible. And what's really cool is that I think that going through these 4 sessions can help you be more spiritual, can help you tune in to your spiritual self, your intuition, which we're going to hear all kinds of things about, and I'm super, super excited. So Suzie, please, I want to just welcome everybody. I want to make sure they welcome you and give you a complete hello. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and those things from your book. So thanks. How are you today?
Oh, thanks, Randi. I'm really excited to be here. And hi, everybody. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm doing great. Are you kidding? It's sunny in California. What are you going to do?
Enjoy
Beautiful
it, right?
day.
Nice.
Exactly.
So great. So if this is your first time watching and you want help getting from where you are to where you want to be, then you're in the right place. If you want to tune into your, to more about your soul, get an energy clearing, and find out how to even pull a card so that you can get the wisdom that you need, then this show is for you. And we've got some people already saying hello, but here's the thing. So how are people saying hello? That's what you want to do. So if you enjoy the show, if you're enjoying the show, let us know. Send some of those bubbles, hit those love buttons, send some of those bubbles. We love those, and comment, because I'm going to respond. So here we have Katie going, yes, yes, yes. And hello to both of us. So please leave comments. And if you know someone who's curious about this stuff, then share this with them. Share the link so that they can be a part of this with us too. So please welcome everybody. And we're going to keep, just send some likes, send some reactions, some of those bubbles, because we are about to get started in the Randi Light Experience. And when we get towards the end, you are going to also be offered some special things that you can only get from listening to the show right now. Mark, Katie, hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. And now we're going to get started. And here is the incredible Suzie Bowers. Suzie.
Randi, you're so cute.
Well, you are. You're so brilliant.
Great. Thank you. You're a sweetheart. Thanks for a great introduction. I appreciate that. And I'm really excited to be here. I did pull a little card just to get us started, if that's cool. We'll warm it up. And you aren't going to believe the card I pulled for the show. Oh, it's so perfect. The law of attraction. Which is what we're all doing here right now, being attractive, right? So this is from an angel card deck, and I'm just going to read it really quick, even though I forgot my glasses. We'll be okay. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends, so invest wisely. That is so true. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies, meaning they is the angels. But isn't that so appropriate to what we're talking about tonight? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, why don't you tell us, what did you do? How did you, so what you picked a card out of thin air? Obviously not, but so show us this deck and why that deck, and how did you decide what do you do before you pick a card?
Oh, that's a good question. And you know what, if you don't mind, I'll get into that in just a minute, because I think what's important to understand about cards, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. I have always loved cards. They speak to me and always have. And then obviously I got into this line of work 20 something years ago. I started when I was 2, but they've always spoken to me because they're so beautiful and they feel good in my hand. And so what I discovered as I became a hypnotherapist and learned about the power of your subconscious mind is that the subconscious mind is actually what chooses the cards for you, because the subconscious mind is unlimited and it is infinite and has access to all wisdom and all knowledge. And there's so many stories about people who are born that already can access all sort of creativity. The language of our subconscious mind is imagination, and it loves pictures, beautiful pictures that will speak to it. I know I have to get close, but I have so many beautiful decks, and I just go with the one that speaks to me, that feels good. So that's how I start out, is with picking the card deck that's speaking to me. And then from there, I do a little process of cleansing with some sage or something like that, and doing a little prayer and asking a good question, because the subconscious will answer your questions for you. And cards are a good way to get answers. Now, some of you and some of my friends they're skeptical about this sort of thing. But there's a lot of science to back up what you can do with cards. And I don't know about you, but I've worked with cards for many years, and sometimes I'll go through a little run of time where I'm choose the same cards over and over again. Well, just so you know, that is probability speaking. If you ever take probability and statistics, awful class. Math is not my favorite. But it's not probable that out of a deck of this many cards you would choose the same or similar cards every day. So there's something going on with that. So that means that you're accessing your own soul wisdom through your subconscious, and you're getting guidance with it. And it's so beautiful. So did that kind of answer that question? Because I was going to start talking about energy.
Yes, totally answered my question. I know that's happened to me, and it blows my mind when I pick 2 of the same cards either like in a row or like the next day. I'm like, oh my God, that's a really special thing. And I love them. I love being able to, it gives me a tool to connect with something beyond just myself, to get, confirmation or, affirming something, or being like, whoa, stay away, So
yes,
yeah. Go ahead.
It's a beautiful way to tap into those other aspects of your consciousness that are there and just want you to talk to them. So another really powerful thing you can do with cards that I enjoy, this is part of my soul discovery program, is to get some guidance using the cards. But some of the cards actually have positive and powerful messages. And so it's not just about getting just guidance, but actually a positive thought in your mind. This is one of my favorite decks that Mario Duguay puts out. He's a beautiful artist, and these are just filled with light and energy in the universe, because we're truly unlimited. And so you can also give yourself a powerful message to start your day or get on the right track, or even if you're feeling kind of down. We have times like that, right? Where, just certain things are just not going right today, and I can pull out one of these cards and get a powerful message that, this too shall pass. Everything's beautiful. The universe is working it out, or God, or whatever that is for you. And so I love it, and it's really helpful using it together with hypnotherapy, because it helps me give the client some guidance. So I'm sitting with my client and we're doing a reading with their issue, and I cannot tell you how right on the cards are and how enlightening it is. And then after that, we do the hypnotherapy session to then move through it and beyond it. So it's a lot of fun.
So what age were you when you started pulling cards?
Well, you're going to laugh at me when I tell you this, and it's really going to date me. Because remember, I'm only 39 or 29, I forget. But do you remember the Bond movie, Live and Let Die, with Jane Seymour? She was just a pup then herself. And she was like the virgin tarot card reader. And when I saw that, I was a kid, I was just blown away. I'm like, that is so cool.
I don't remember that at all. That I got to watch it now just to see that.
It was a great, fun Bond movie. I like James Bond movies. And I just was fascinated ever since then. So whenever, and I'm an avid reader. I was always reading and getting books, Nancy Drew or whatever I could get my hands on. And one day I was at the bookstore and a book on tarot popped out at me, and it was all about the cards. And I was like, this is really cool. Now, the tarot itself is a whole nother system and exactly the same as I've just described, but it goes back to ancient Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah. And there's actually a hierarchy of things, but it's based on the journey of the soul, which I think is really cool as well. And it can be, that's a whole lifelong study. I'm nothing adept at that at all, but I have read it and looked into it and played around with it, and it's beautiful. Another way to really see where you are on your, they call it the fool's journey, because it always starts with 0, the fool, which we're all fools in the beginning, right? And sometimes again later.
No. Yes, I could tell a story about Hypnothoughts live, and yes. So speaking of fool, but though we could also talk about energy, and because you mentioned that. I mean, you wrote a book on 10 keys living a soul life. I mean, that sounds fascinating. And then we pick a law.
Here's what it looks like.
10 keys to living a soul life. I mean, when did you write that, and why did you write it?
I wrote this back in 2011. I was in a time where I was caregiving with my mother. She was ill, and I had a 4-year-old. And in transition financially, a lot of stuff happened during that time. It was when the real estate bubble popped and things were different. And I thought it's a good time for me to do that, because I always wanted to write a book and share what I shared with my clients in a way that I hoped would help people find the steps to that joy in life. Because joy is a choice. Happiness is a choice. But we aren't programmed that way when things get tough. We have the ego mind, which I was going to talk. Is it okay if I talk a little bit about that?
That'd be awesome.
So guess, this is what I show my clients. This is how I train to educate about the mind. So you may not be able to see this very well. So all you really need to do is get out a piece of paper and draw a big circle, and then another little or outside circle that's just a little bit wider than the big circle. And what that represents is consciousness, the levels of your mind. And I like using the circle example because a circle is unlimited, right? It never ends. It just keeps being infinite. And if you were to turn it inside out, it would be multidimensional, which is what we are. Because we are energy. Because we are energy. We are vibrating atoms, just like everything else on this planet, including the chair I'm sitting in, the desk you're sitting out, the cell phone in your hand. Everything is vibrating atoms. And things just appear to be solid because they vibrate at a very slow level. Well, our thoughts and our emotions have energy too. They are a vibration as well. And there's so much fabulous science right now. We are living in a time that has just proven everything every ancient mystic has talked about for thousands of years. We are living in the most beautiful time because of quantum physics and these great people out there that are taking the time to prove these things. What I'm talking about here is science. It's not woo-woo. It's not weird. It's not new age. In fact, it's old age. It's old age, but it's who we are. We are beings of light. We are beings of love. And I kind of got off track there. But so with the circles, the outer circle represents your conscious level of your mind. So that would be your personality self. So right now, I'm Suzie, and you're Katie or Mark or Randy. And we see each other as separate in our personality or our ego self. That's the conscious level of the mind. Well, experts agree that we use less than 10% 4 to 6% of our conscious mind. That's not very much. So if that's who you believe you are, there's a whole lot more to you than just that. And so that ego mind is the part of us that has a lot of chatter going on, and it's judging everything all the time. And if you get a little tired or you get a little cranky, those thoughts, I call it the stinking thinking. It starts coming up, and so you start saying negative things to yourself. And next thing you know, you feel miserable or you're unhappy, or you could actually affect yourself where your body is affected as well, because our mind and body is one unit. So the ego mind is always judging. It's offended. It's loves to be right. You ever get in an argument and you need to be right, Randy? Yeah, you had a teenager once. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's the ego mind. And unfortunately, the ego mind does not make us very happy. So where we're really powerful is below the surface, in the subconscious level. And I choose to use the word subconscious as opposed to unconscious. Some other hypnotists like but you're never really unconscious. You couldn't be. Even if you're under anesthesia, there's a level of your consciousness that is still there and will be there until the day that you leave your body.
So how do you explain scientifically what's happening when you pull a card?
Well, I'm getting to that, and that's the great part about this. So the subconscious, which is over 90% of your consciousness, what is it doing? Well, it's been storing and recording every experience you've ever had, since the moment you became a consciousness. I'll let you think about that. Since energy can never die, that could be forever. But I'm not going to go there. The other thing is, so all the good and bad perceptions and emotions and experiences you've had are in there. All your beliefs that you believe are your reality are in there. But the other thing the subconscious is doing is it's in charge of every cell in your body. It's busy doing stuff right now, and you're not even aware of it. Randy, did you know that your heart was beating?
I didn't tell it to beat, but it just keeps beating, thank goodness.
Yes, that's a product of the subconscious mind. Its number one priority is to keep you healthy, safe, and alive. And that's what it does all day long, all night long, 24/7, and you're not even consciously aware of it. Millions of miraculous things are going on right now. Like your pupils are dilating, your food's digesting, your hair's growing, et cetera, et cetera. So the subconscious is storing all your emotions and your experiences and is also in charge of your body. So there's the mind-body connection. But the subconscious is also connected to something even bigger than that. So if you take your circle and you draw arrows going out and back in, that's how you're receiving and sending information all the time. And so you have access to universal wisdom and knowledge. We all have that intuition. You get a gut feeling, like you meet somebody for the first time and you're like, I don't know. That is a product of your subconscious mind. That's where your intuition is. So the subconscious, it doesn't judge anything. So being different from the ego mind, the subconscious judges nothing. It has no opinion whatsoever. It just gives you more of whatever you're thinking about. And whatever you're judging and have an opinion about, even if it's yourself. It just gives you more based on all of your experiences that are stored in there in that subconscious level. So the subconscious loves your imagination. There's a couple really important things I want to share. This is the first one. One is all emotion follows thought. So if you're not feeling good, you're unhappy, you're pissed off, you're depressed, it's because of what you're thinking about. Anxiety is the same thing. It's what you're thinking about is creating a physical and emotional reaction. So if you change your focus, you can change how you feel. The subconscious doesn't care. It just gives you what you're thinking about. The other thing is that the language of the subconscious is your imagination. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you imagine. Everything on our planet started with someone imagining it. Think about that. It had to be imagined first, and then it gets created. But the cards are like that. So the cards are beautiful. They have colors. They have pictures. That is the language of our subconscious mind. It loves it. And so by using the cards, your subconscious will pick the card for you. It's not an accident. It's an intuitive thing. It's part of the way the subconscious works. And it already knows what you need. That's the funniest thing about it. We have blocks and we have experiences, and sometimes we have an experience and another experience, and they're in conflict with each other. And so we feel blocked. And that's where hypnotherapy comes in, because it can be very helpful in accessing the block and releasing it through different methods. But the subconscious already knows what to do for you. That knowledge and wisdom is already innately within you. And you can access it by using cards or other tools. I just think the cards are fun, and they're very effective in working with people and myself and getting guidance for myself. So that's how it works. Your subconscious chooses it. It's nothing weird or mysterious. You're not accessing the dark underworld like some people think. Nothing like that at all. Your mind is what's in charge, and it's very light. So it's, you take it where you want to go. There's certainly decks out there that are into the macabre and all that stuff, if that's what you're into. But that's not what this is about. This is about accessing your own innate intelligence and inner wisdom and universal wisdom.
And what's great about these cards they have now is that no matter what, most of the time it's got some great information. Like it's like I tell my clients it's like a self-help book, because even if you just didn't even pull a card and you just looked at the book and read a page, you would get some great insight.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of these decks have the little booklets with the messages in them. Your subconscious already knows this and will pick appropriate message. But what's really, really cool, and Randi, you've probably discovered this as well, is if you make a little daily practice of this for your guidance to set the tone for your day, all of a sudden what happens is you're not all of a sudden, but your intuition starts to take over, and you look at a card and you will know what it means. You'll get really good at actually knowing without even having to read any messages anymore. So it's kind of neat how that works.
So if you guys are enjoying this and you want to know more, please ask, comment, let us know that if you have a question about this, because I don't need to be the only one asking questions.
Absolutely.
And now I forgot what I was going to say. So what did you do? What did you say in your mind before you picked a card for tonight's show? Did you ask, what did you do? What did you say?
Well, I asked a generic question, and that was just kind of give me a message for the energy, and that would be a benefit to our time together with the Randi Light Experience. And that's what popped up was law of attraction.
Which is what we talk about all the time as hypnotists, and there's a bunch of hypnotists on here right now, and they get that too. But you were also going to talk about energy. What were you going to say about energy? Because that's an interesting topic to talk about.
Well, I think it's kind of fun that there's a lot of hypnotists on here because I'm preaching to the choir. And about the law of attraction, that's kind of how it was when you and I met, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, we were pulled out by the mandala, was it? Or what do they call it? The labyrinth.
The labyrinth, yes.
Labyrinth.
We walk in the labyrinth, and we ran into each other in Southern California. That was fun, and it's been a friendship ever since. So yes, I touched on energy a little bit, and this is what is so neat about the time we're living in right now is the quantum physics and the experiments in science that are showing that everything is energy. And I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, Hidden Messages in Water. Definitely. They gave me permission to use his slides for a presentation I did at a cancer center on the power of our emotions and our thoughts. Just on the water that he froze, showing that how our thoughts affect everything around us. Well, we're made of water too, but we're energy. When you break everything down, even the water, break everything down into the tiniest little thing, there's nothing there. This is what the scientists have discovered. So everything is just vibrating energy all the time. It's always moving. It's always changing. New things are manifesting, and we live in a sea of this light and energy and photons from the sun. So if I had to be technical, we are living, for the reason the planet's even here is from the sun, and it's photons from the sun. Well, this light, we're part of it. We're breathing it in. We're breathing it out. It's part of who we are. And what I love about that is you can use your mind and your imagination or just a thought to call light to yourself, and it will come. And people feel it. So part of my hypnotherapy business, I teach people how to use light and how to work with it and how to raise their vibration from emotions that are lower, like, sadness or depression, anxiety, resentment, guilt, hate, all that stuff, to just sit and breathe in light. You just call the light to yourself, do your deep breaths, and it's amazing how you will feel better. Or even some people just thinking the words white light helps them. And we've probably heard this before and thought it was that new age stuff, but the truth is science has proven what I'm talking about, and you can feel it. It's very real. And if you want to have some fun, learn how to fill yourself with light and then radiate light. The funnest thing I've ever done. Go to the bank. Go stand in line at the grocery store. The moment you catch yourself stuck somewhere that you don't want to be, call in the light and start radiating light through your heart center and watch what happens. You will be amazed.
That's great. I remember 15, 20 years ago, before I was a hypnotist, and I was doing a ceremony, like to release negative stuff or something. And I was bringing down the white light of protection around us, and I couldn't get it down. I'm like, huh? And what was fascinating to me is that meant it was real. That means if I can't get it down, I'm like, well, what? And then somebody else there could tell, I don't know how, but she's, with her third eye. And so she helped me and she got it down. It was so cool. It seemed like a bad thing, and but it actually turned out to be a great thing, because now I was like, oh my God, it's real. I'm really bringing this light, and it's so healing. My last name is Light. So
I know, how cool is that?
Oh my God.
I love that.
We promise. So you said that you do this energy clearing. So if you guys are listening right now, this would be the time to stop multitasking and get comfortable so that Suzie can take us through an energy clearing. We don't have enough time to do the whole soul clearing, but you'll find out how you can get a hold of Suzie in a few minutes after this and get a soul clearing for a great price. But for now, we're going to do an energy clearing. So get ready, sit down, stop what you're doing, because I'm pretty sure it's a closed eye process, and it's good. Everybody needs a clearing. So
do we need music? I don't know if we can hear my music or not, but I'll just leave it off. Probably can't. Okay, so first of all, get comfortable wherever you are, just sitting in your chair. If you're driving the car, stop because you don't want to be driving the car. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to get comfortable, and you want to tune into your centers around your solar plexus area and take a deep breath in. Now, breath is the key to all of this. It's the first key in my book, 10 Keys to Living a Soul Life, because through your breath is how you get everywhere you want to go. Think about this for a second before I start. You could go several weeks without any food, which would be no fun at all. You could go a few days without any water, but you can only go a few moments or seconds without your breath. Well, a few minutes, because your breath represents your life force energy. It's what keeps everything moving. It's your spirit. It's the proof of your spirit. So take a deep breath into your solar plexus. Hold it for a count of 2, 1001, 1002. Blow the air out in an even, steady stream through your mouth and deflate your solar plexus. So it's like your belly balloon. Deflate it. Hold the breath again for a count of 2 and back in through your nose. So you have 2 or 3 or 4 of those while I continue to talk to you. Now, using that beautiful imagination of yours, and however that is for you is just fine. Whether you can visualize or you just get a feeling or a thought, it's perfectly fine. And imagine that up above your head is a beautiful downpouring of golden white light. Universal divine light coming down and through the top of your head now and all around you. And with your intention, allow it to fill every cell in your body with peace and love and healing on whatever level is right for you right now. Take another deep breath, and as you breathe in the light that's all around you. And imagine you're creating a beautiful bubble of light. And you can float and drift in your bubble of light. And you may even have the sensation of feeling both heavy and light at the same time. Such a beautiful feeling because that's how powerful you are. Breathe it in. And just think of the words while you focus on your forehead with your eyes closed. Think of the words white, light, nice and slow. White, light. Good. Now, as you continue to just breathe in and relax and think of the white light, I'm going to speak to your own inner wisdom and innate intelligence, that part of you that already knows what you need to feel better or to overcome any blocks that have been keeping you stuck lately. Inner wisdom, allow both left and right hemispheres of the brain to balance. Now direct the flow of vital, universal energy and light down through the top of your head and energize your entire system, opening up any blocked channels of energy, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and allow those channels to open and flow freely. Now, inner wisdom, spin off and dissolve away completely any negative or foreign matter in the energy field around and through your body. Now, bringing in a shower of colors of light. Imagine you're standing under a beautiful and refreshing shower of colors, cleansing and balancing each and every energy center in and around your body. Balancing mind, body, and emotions. Now create that beautiful bubble of white light around you. White light flowing all around you and through you. White light. White light. White light. Now, to finish off, bring your awareness to your heart center and put your hands on your heart. And imagine your heart is like a beautiful star of pure love and energy. Your heart loves you. It works hard for you every day. So say to your heart right now with feeling, I love you. I love you. And just observe how you feel. Notice if there's resistance. or feel your heart opening up as it responds to your love. I love you. And let that beautiful star in the center of your heart radiate love and light throughout your entire body and all around you, so that you are now radiating light to everyone who comes in contact with you. So if you'd like to play with this further, you can radiate light. Just be sure you call the light in first, the universal light force energy. Bring it in through the top of your head, fill yourself up, and then you can radiate light from your heart center. And you'll be surprised at what happens. You can send light out ahead of yourself to your office, to your home, to your family, to your friends. You could even send light to someone you've been angry with and need to forgive. It's amazing what can happen. You can have so much fun with it. So take a deep breath, and you'll still be surrounded by the light and protected by the light. And I'd like to thank your inner wisdom for joining us. You'll be surrounded by the light for the rest of the day and the evening. And when you get up in the morning, just call the light in, say your I love you, and go on with your day. You will feel great. Hi there, Janet. That's nice. So I hope you enjoyed that. How are you all feeling?
Thank you. That was great. Wonderful. I feel filled with light. I feel love. I feel wonderful. Hope you guys feel too. Say something. Send some bubbles across the, hearts. Send some love and some light across the screen with bubbles and thank yous. Thanks, Suzie. So
You're
you guys.
welcome. So that raises your vibration. Just thinking of the white light will raise your vibration up and out of those negative thoughts and get you feeling better. And
everybody could use that because we get into moods, don't we? So you guys, if you liked that, and so we're going to end the show here in just a moment, but Suzie, you can learn more from her. I know personally that I just really enjoyed that. I sometimes get hypnotized plenty by other people, and sometimes I don't. I was just at conference, and so that was just delightful to just relax and go into that, although I had to pay a little attention. So thank you so much for sharing that.
My pleasure. Namaste, everyone.
I try to get people out of a negative state too. You guys, here's what it got me in such a positive state that if you decide you want to go through the essential four so you can be more intuitive, so you can get out of a negative state quickly, I'm going to offer $50 savings for that. I'm just saying, because that's what that did for me. I was like, this feels good. Yeah, let's pass it on.
FYI, cats love the light.
Do you love the light?
The animals love it. You start doing light work like that and bringing in light, your animals come running in the door. They want to be part of it too.
And that's what happened. So Suzie, if people want to learn more from you or reach out to you or get a soul reading, like go even deeper into that, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We can go to suziebowers.com. I actually have a special just for being on the Randi Light Experience. I started to say Enlightened Living too. It's just a mouthful right now. I think I'm still hypnotized. Anyway, you go to suziebowers.com to the Soul Discovery Sessions, and I have a special there. I normally charge $179 for that. If you mention that you were here on the Randi Light Experience, then it's $125. And what it entails is we get to know each other better. We do a little intake and find out what your issue's been. We do a reading to get some clarity around the issue, and then we do a hypnotherapy session where whatever we decide is, after I'm working with you, I'll know better like what you will need. It could be a regression, or it could be a soul discovery. It could be a soul retrieval. I mean, it just depends on where you at and what you're working on. So it's fun, and we can do it right here on the computer. If you're not in my area, or if you're in Stockton, California area, you're welcome to come to my office, my beautiful office.
I encourage you guys to reach out to Suzie if you enjoyed that. When you get a great rate on something, you might as well jump in, and you can experience a lot more joy, become more intuitive. So reach out to Suzie and take her up on that offer. And thank you all for being here today. And next week, every Tuesday, is the Randi Light Experience at 7 Central Time. You can also find this, it'll be on Enlightened Living with Randi Light's page, and it'll also be on YouTube under Randi Light. So, and next week is Tuesday, 7 o'clock. You'll have to tune in. You'll see, we'll send out some emails and to let you know what the main topic is. It's going to be really cool, just like this. And remember, if you want to do some of that deeper work with me, you get a $50 savings too today. So you just have to let me know. So gosh, thanks everyone. Thanks Suzie. Suzie, hang on afterwards, and everyone else. We'll see you next week at 7 o'clock Central for the Randi Light Experience. Take care.
Bye guys.